Hi everyone, this is Cus Fragoso, and I'm here with my now two good friends, Michelle and Brad. They are owners of Acton Leadership Academy, which I am very excited about. My son is going to start
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. We just had a great first interview with Michelle, so please look at that before seeing this. I mean, preferably. And now that Brad is here, we were actually talking about something that is very interesting. It's not an easy subject or topic, but in the channel in Spanish, we have two programs with psychologists and a doctor about suicide and emotional health in young people and how to prevent it. Not only young people, but also adults, because and everything starts at home. But we were just talking about that, and they told me that they were talking about that
just this morning. Yeah.
this morning. So, Brad, please first tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can go into
I don't know if there's a little bit. What about me?
Well,
We're married.
Yes, we are. We get to be together. It's so great. We've been married for 22 years now. We have 6 children.
again, the shock of 6
Yeah.
children. Okay.
Yeah.
We're over the shock.
You're a
Yeah.
Some days.
I'm not.
Well, I tell you, if you have 3 children, it kind of doesn't matter after that. That's what I say. You're already outnumbered, so just go for it. And then
That's
have
what
lots of
he
them.
says. I don't know if I agree.
So yeah, but
And you've been full time at the school 3
mm,
years, 4?
That's at least 4. It was our first year. I think we were into it a year, and then I came on full time. Yeah. So it was kind of a crazy endeavor.
Together
But
every day.
Okay.
yeah, yes, it's great. No, it is.
Tell us a little bit more about your background.
So, oh man, my resume is all over the place. So I've spent a lot of time in sales but background in construction.
Okay.
My degree is human resources with an emphasis in corporate training, and so I did that. I was actually going to be a teacher, I was going to be a teacher, but it was going to be like of the scriptures, like I was
A
going to be
religious teacher.
like a seminary
That was
teacher.
Okay.
In fact, I volunteer to do that in the mornings now. So I
For
have
teenagers.
yeah.
For youth.
Okay.
I have 30 teenagers that come to my Bible study class 4 days a week, all year long.
Which that has nothing to do with the school.
No, it doesn't. It's a volunteer thing, but yeah, it's at 5:55 in the morning. If anybody wants to come, you're welcome. We were just talking about inviting people today.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So
We'll put the details on the
There you go.
if anyone wants to attend.
yes.
Okay, so going back to the subject, so tell us, why was suicide something you were
Well, I
talking
mean,
about, and what can you say about that related to what you're doing here?
Yeah. Anytime that you're dealing with children, and I guess when we started, it was kind of naive to think, time they get to high school, this might be a topic of conversation or something that we need to be concerned about. Our very first brush with any kind of conversation around suicide, the child was 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah, 9 or 10, I think.
Yeah. So super young. And it wasn't something that we would have ever thought that, none of the people that we have at our school certainly won't have to deal with this.
Yeah, everyone does.
It's something that everybody should be aware of. So we created around this incident a policy of, communication, which we believe is probably the resolution to most of our problems in society anyway.
Yeah.
If we can learn to effectively communicate. So it initiates with a conversation with a trusted adult, either if you are having suicidal thoughts or you've heard of somebody having suicidal thoughts, talk to one of the trusted adults.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which just by itself doesn't sound that different, and perhaps it isn't, but because we have this small community, we can say, well, if you didn't talk to an adult, you're not keeping your commitment to the community. So
Right.
then it opens communication from the heroes to us, and it's expected.
So there's already a culture of having agreements among you,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yes.
it's understood that you
Mhm.
need to communicate, and
Yes.
it's part of the culture of every day in their learning.
Yeah, and what you said is so key. It relates to this, but also they make their own agreement, their own contract and covenant with each other that they promise and sign their name to hold on to. And parents also have an agreement. So,
well, that actually isn't in their agreement generally. That's part of the guardrails that we hold. That we're like, okay, these are the boundaries that we play this game within. Mm-hmm. We don't cross outside of those, and that's one of the things that we hold, which is exactly what we were dealing with actually just today.
Yeah. Yes. Initiate.
And well, we already talked in our interview, and we will talk more in the future for sure about how unique the system that you have at your school is. Without getting into many details, could you tell us a little bit how would you see your system could somehow help prevent or at least have your heroes more prepared for a situation like that? I mean, you already said a little bit that.
Yeah, I mean, what's in our playbook is the initiation of that, but we also, because it's in the playbook, we have conversations around it with everybody. We make clear, I think that's probably the biggest struggle that most people in other systems would have, is it's a little ambiguous. It's
secretive.
Yes, it's something that we don't want to talk about these things. It's like, no, let's get it out into the open. As quickly as we possibly can, because the longer it stays in that secretive space, the deeper and more
alone.
Well, yes, which is part of the problem, the aloneness, the lack of relationship. But the deeper into that hole somebody can get, and so the sooner we can take action, the more help we can get them to get out of those mindsets and the challenges that they're dealing with, and get them the help that they need. Which is, again, all part of the communication, both with the trusted adult, then with the families themselves. Always, I mean, anytime we have conversations like that, which can feel heavy, it can make, I mean, as a parent, that's a scary thing to even consider, that my child is, and so my generation is like, no, we react, no, how dare you, or, this makes me look bad, and so you can't have those thoughts. Your life is great, right? Well, I mean, they have those thoughts, those and things.
And it's not abnormal even to have
not now
some worrisome thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's part of development. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we even have conversations with parents, and it's part of our communication with parents to help them be in a space of, don't shame your child for struggling with this. It's really, really important that you and they have a relationship of trust, so that hopefully in the future it's not being uncovered by somebody at school, but mom and dad are actually having that conversation. So we do systems, and we have communication with parents that hopefully help bring families closer together so that they can have those conversations, because at the end of the day, that's the only preventative thing that we can do.
So at your school, there is a good communication among your heroes and also with the parents. That's one very important thing. And a more specific question will be, what I've seen is that you teach them to be more responsible of what they are doing. I mean, it's not just listening to instructions of a teacher. No, it's more they are responsible of their studios, or also of their learning. And personally, I will think that's an important part that could help prevent to a child or adolescent to be more to not go into depression so easily. Is that correct or not?
Yeah, I think and to add what Brad was saying, that the bigger idea, I think, is an idea of emotional resilience. So when it comes to mental health, every day, whether we're talking about mental health or not, our heroes have the opportunity to fail, and it's encouraged. So in that, then they learn, oh, it's okay to have feelings, it's okay to make mistakes, it's what I do next that matters. So I guess emotional resilience, being resilient in the face of hard things, no matter the topic, that is always a topic at Acton. And whether it's learning challenges or
relationships.
So, and an interesting point too is that they practice how to talk through a hard thing with each other. I'm pointing at us because we use the system.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I the example here? I'm the hard thing that she has to deal with.
No, it's called a peace table. And you want to have a peace table with me?
No, I'm feeling really good. Thank you.
Okay.
Basically, I had one with my own children this morning. It would say, I feel angry when you leave me to do the dishes alone. And then you get
I understand you feel angry when I leave you to do the dishes alone. It wasn't me.
No,
I
it wasn't.
just want to be clear.
And then they create well, what will we do next time? So even that exercise that our 4 and 5-year-olds do, they do it a little less excitedly when they're teenagers.
Mhm.
But when they do those kind of
I'm
things,
sure.
they use those tools. They actually they do form safe bonds with each other to share when there's really hard things.
So in a way, could you say that your system can help them to be more emotionally mature?
So yes, but I just want to tweak that a little if it's okay, because I don't want to give the system credit for any of it.
Mhm.
It's the heroes.
Okay,
If they
that's
choose to work hard and to try and to fail and to use the tools and systems, then yes, 100%.
I in a future interview, I would like to talk a little bit more about the way you say it, because even for me, it's a little bit trying to
It is a different
struggle with my.
Yeah.
Well, and it's probably
because you say it's not the system, it's the heroes. I'm like, how?
yeah.
I mean, I would like to
Yes,
know more
yes.
about
Well,
what.
probably maybe one of the biggest things is it's the heroes are utilizing tried and true tools that are available that often aren't. I mean, it's not something that most schools will even talk about, but those are the things that we focus on. It's equipping them with the tools to be able to deal with. So, goal setting, time management, and all of these, consequence, choice and accountability, freedom and responsibility. All of these things that nowhere else, at least that we have found, allow them to struggle with. And the biggest maybe challenge in that is the parents then also being okay with dealing with that, because it's like, wait, no, I don't want my child to deal with this hard thing. They'll deal with that later. And we're of the mindset, no, fail early, cheaply, and often. Let's do this now and face some of these things now. Yes, they're clearly in the safe under the safe roofs of their parents still, instead of out at 18, 19, 25, 47 and learning these things for the very first time. And I've just, had to go through a complete career change or something like that because I didn't have this tool available to me. And so I couldn't help establish better relationships or mental well-being. And so it's these tools that the heroes choose to use that we try to make available to them to help them to be more emotionally resilient and capable of dealing with hard subjects like suicide or self-harm.
Well, and I don't know if this is what you were speaking to, but the reason I say it like that is because you can have the very best person in the very worst system, and that person can still thrive. Or you can have someone in the very best system that doesn't choose to use what's there and really not succeed. So it's always about the individual hero, you or me or him or Carlo, what we choose to do with the tools we're given.
Yes.
So that's why I say it that
and
way.
I really like that you involve the family a lot. That's the experience that I had is that, well, we just met like 5 days ago. So I had to go really, my wife and I, we had to go really fast into the process. And like, okay, I have a business and I have things to do and I have to do this person. And it was not like, let me just regular. It was, we were
a little
involved.
soul searching.
So I was like thinking, you really want to be there. You really need to want to apply for that. It's like, for me, it was reminding, I'm from Mexico, when like, this is like applying to a college, or something. And it's just kindergarten.
Right.
But it's a process not only for the kids, it's a challenge also for the parents. And I recognize that, and I kind of enjoyed it because that's the way I'm wired.
Right.
But I also, one thing that I liked a lot is that even though I still don't have the the experience of my kid coming here, and the full experience is very probably I will be able to apply a lot of what I'm learning here in my business. And I'm already thinking so that's why I see a really good, let's call it, adventure. And I wish we can continue talking like this and even become friends or whatever the future.
Done. All right.
There's different levels of friendship, but I'm really excited about this and what personally I want to have an impact in this community in the Woodlands starting, but also with the help of that guy behind the camera, which is also an entrepreneur, a film director. He can probably help us produce some material so we can go beyond the borders of the Woodlands, right? So,
well, we're so grateful to meet you.
No, we share that vision actually. So we're confident that as more and more of these heroes go through experiences like this, that they will want to then go and change the world somewhere. And so our goal is to inspire them to do that and then help facilitate that wherever in the world that they want to. I mean, there's 300 of these around the world. I see a day in the not too distant future where there's thousands of them, because you won't be able to stop the tsunami of people demanding this kind of transformative change.
It's already there, but I was telling Michelle that I have friends that I just told about this, and they told me, I didn't know that existed. So I'm committed to at least spreading the word, making them know that this exists, and they can make their own choices.
And you'll have to interview some of the heroes too, because they.
If you allow me to do that, that would be great.
They would love to do that. That's actually one of the coolest things about coming to this place that I see all the time. If I'm bringing a new family, I mean, I literally could walk in, introduce myself. Hi, I'm Mr. Brad. Oh, hey, here, meet Kayla or meet Grayson or Connor or whoever. And that hero will take that family through the space, telling them more and better than what I ever could, because I've not lived it. I'm living.
We didn't get this kind of education.
No. So it's you're exactly right. This is a journey for us as parents just as much as it is for the kids. And there's going to be some parents that they don't want that.
It's hard.
Look, I just want a place, just want a place to put my child, but we get to grow together here.
I've seen that, and I understand the resistance of the parents, but I will tell those parents, hey, you had your time. Now it's about them. Now we need to give them whatever. I mean, as much as we can. We need to start thinking more about them and give them the chance to have a better life, right?
It's scary.
And it's not easy, but well, I'm really excited about what will happen and what we will do together. Thank you very much again for your time.
Thank you so much. We'll talk
hopefully,
soon.
Hopefully some of the viewers get inspired to join us in this journey, or if not, at least spread the word.
Yeah,
Any
absolutely.
final words?
No, just thank you for being brave and courageous parents and working to make communities, whether work or at home, that are better and empower people.
Great. Okay.
No, I give her the last word all the time.
That was having the last word.
Okay.
And then that was.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
See you soon.